Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Get Personal. I'm your host, Tyler Young, and on today's show, we have with us Everton Gregg, President of NCUSSA. How are you, Everton?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm doing okay so far. How are you?
I'm okay. We're just in lockdown. We're just trying to survive, day by day, hour by hour. It's getting harder, but, we're getting through it.
That is true. That is true.
Right. How have you been surviving the lockdown, the quarantine so far?
Well, it has its challenges. There are moments when you feel overwhelmed.
Right.
Times when you feel like you want a little bit of fresh air, when you want to go out, when you want to socialize.
Mm-hmm.
But the key to it is really understanding that you have a responsibility to play. And despite all that's going on, there's still a lot that you have to give thanks for. There's still a lot that you can do. There is still so many options that you have despite the new norm. So it's not what you're used to, but it's something that you can get adjusted to.
Okay. Yeah, I totally agree with you. So tell me, Mr. President, how does it feel to be, the president of NCUSSA? And, you said about socializing and how you can't socialize anymore. How was it being president on campus? How was that experience?
Well, I will say it's an elated feeling. It's actually a great thing because you get to serve persons. It's not just about you and the position that you're holding. It's all about what you can do for persons, what you can do for people. And that is what I find most appealing about this. It's actually something that I've shied away from. It's not something that I really gravitate towards, especially with all the formalities of it. But what I look at is how much change I can bring, what I can do for persons. And that's what really drives me forward. Knowing what I can do for others, that accomplishment, it's actually something that it's really something, how should I say now?
It's rewarding.
Elated feeling, yes.
Right.
It's something that really appeals.
Right. So I'm hearing that you're a selfless person. You love to do acts of service. And that's why this presidential seat is the right one for you. And you completely enjoy it. Now, we now know that Everton is a selfless person and he loves to serve. Can you please tell us something else about Everton? What does Everton like to do?
Well, for starters, Everton is an easygoing person. He likes to kind of relax a bit. He likes to enjoy life while he's at it. So while you do have a lot to do, while you have work, you still have to enjoy life. You still have to make it the best of your ability. You still have to do what you must. I enjoy doing portraits. I enjoy playing basketball. I enjoy writing songs. I'm a very diverse person, really.
I hear that you are multifaceted. So tell us about these portraits. What do you paint or draw?
All right, so really and truly, it's real life images of persons. So it's like conventional portraits. So it's really something that persons may request. Like you may have a special gift, something that is unique that you want to give to someone. So therefore, I do like conventional portraits. And this is something that many persons don't really do, or not many persons are aware of. But it is actually a really good gift to give to someone because it's really something unique. It's not something that you can actually just walk into a store and just purchase.
Right. It's personal.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I think that's really cool that you have another means of, expressing yourself, not only service to others, but you are a creator, you are creative, and you create portraits. And you told us that that helps you to fund things. You use that to help to fund yourself.
Definitely. Um, One thing that I've realized throughout my years in university is that university life is really expensive. I think most students can attest to this. University life, it is expensive. It does come with various expenditures that you may not have planned for. And so in basically sometimes you need funds to do certain things. It might not be a lot. It might not be like $100,000 or $500,000 that you're getting, but at the same time, it is something that it really helps. Sometimes you just need to maybe buy groceries or take care of other financial needs that you have while in university, and it does help a lot because instead of relying on like my parents, I can actually do something for myself. I can actually help myself out. I can just feel comfortable knowing that I don't have to rely on them all the time. I can actually do something for myself and take care of my business.
I think that's actually really inspiring. I think that's actually a really good thing that you picked up. You're starting to, fend for yourself and you want to work for your own money. You don't necessarily want to depend on your parents too much. And, it's great that you're using your gift in a good way. And then your gift is helping you now. So I think that's awesome. So you told me about sports math. You said you do basketball. Now tell me about that. Tell me
Right.
about it.
But I've always had an interest in basketball growing up. In high school, I never really got to play because my high school didn't really cater towards it. So I mostly played like football back in high school. However, I started basketball here in my first year here at NCU, and I've improved a lot. Persons have told me that they're impressed at how much I've improved considering the short amount of times, because most persons who have played against, they're persons who've been playing for like 10 years or more. And this is literally like about 4 years that I've started playing, and I am pretty much a good basketball player at the moment. There are specific roles that each player, they're established, specific things that they do on a court. Myself, I'm really a point guard or a shooting guard. So I guess you could say a dual guard. So it's really something that it helps to refresh. It helps to relax. It's something that I'd encourage anyone to take up, really.
Okay, shooter, Mr. Double Guard, Mr. I could throw a ball in a hoop. I love that, Mr. Multifaceted, Mr. I could sit down and draw, put down the pencil, and then let's go outside and hoop. Okay? Because we got to get that energy level up. I love that. Love that, love that, love that. Now, I want to know, where does the interest of science come in? Because you are the president of NCUSSA, that have to do with science. So where the interest of the science come in? Because I don't hear nothing about science. But maybe science is in it, and I don't know. So tell me about that. Where does the interest of science come to play?
Well, for starters, one of the major things that you learn while in science is about health. It's really about how you take care of your body, and not just physical, but also mental. Now, doing sport activities, it helps you to keep a physical and mental balance. So while you can have a healthy diet, you can be eating the right, correct stuff, but at the same time, you need some form of physical exercise. Because one thing that I've learned, I'm a biochemist, my major is biochemistry. And one thing that I've learned is about cholesterol. So even though we're not intaking a lot of it, it's still being produced in the body. And doing physical exercises, it actually helps to it helps you to lose some of that excess fat and lipid and cholesterol that you may have storing in the body. It helps you to become physically fit. Many persons may actually wonder what they should do because they've been going on diet and it's not helping. They're gaining weight and all of that. Just take up a physical exercise because it helps the body to really be fit. It helps to bring that balance that you need.
Okay, I hear you. And I heard you call some big words. You said lipid, you said cholesterol, you said a lot of big words. I can't even remember all of them, but I understand. So you're saying the physical exercise is the science behind the healthy body, the healthy mind, the healthy figure. So that's where the health come in, and that's the science of it, and that's what you're interested in, right?
Definitely.
Right. So you also told us that you do research and you recently started planning and developing certain projects in the area of biomedical engineering. Tell us about one or two of those projects that you started your research on.
All right, for starters, one thing that I've realized is that Jamaica has a lot of room for improvement. And this goes without saying, we don't really have a lot of biomedical technologies being developed. In fact, most things that we need, we have to source it from overseas. You might have persons here who have the knowledge, but they don't really have the resources. And so one of my long-term goals is really to start a technology development company. And by extent, my next degree is really to do a master's in biomedical engineering. So that may actually help me in accomplishing that goal. Now, research is something I've always been interested in because it's really about getting to know stuff that is not already there or trying to improve something that is already there. So you have a lot of persons who they might need like a product or something that can actually help them to improve their health issues or has some form of medicinal benefit. And so one of my research is really testing plant extracts on how much it can decrease cholesterol level in the body. So basically, by doing that, I can create like a product that you can take as a supplement, and you don't have to worry about the burgers that you're eating. You don't have to worry about the fries that you're eating, all the fried food that you're eating, all of that. So it's really trying to understand what you can do for your country, what you can do for people. And that really helps me with accomplishing my goal. Now, one of the technologies that I've found myself developing is actually, it's like a multimeter. It's like an all-in-one. It's gonna test various ions in the body, various substances that you can normally just go to a hospital and they ask you to do a test. You don't want to wait in the line and all of that. You can just get a quick result, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that is one of the technologies that I'm developing. The second one is actually a touchscreen centrifuge. Basically, centrifuge is used to separate, it's a separatory technique, used to separate substances using basically, I'm going to say, I'm going to try to put this simple.
Yes, please. Just go ahead and try to simplify that for me and the viewers.
Think of how a blender works. So basically, it uses a rotational method in order to settle particles at the bottom so that you can separate it from whatever is at the top. So that is pretty much the simplest way I can put it right now. That is one. Another thing that I've always wanted to do, and this might be a little out of my league right now, it's really an X-ray glove. So basically, like doctors would use it. Basically, you would get your result instantaneously. So you're there, you go into the doctor's office and basically just uses the glove at the same time. You can display the structure of the bone integrity at the same time in a holographic projection form. So it's really like a distant thing. I don't think I'll be able to accomplish that right now, but it is something that I'm hoping to achieve in maybe like the next 3 to 5 years, hopefully. So yeah, those are a few that I can disclose right now. I can't disclose too much, but yeah.
Don't worry, we won't steal your ideas and your researches, but honestly, the one that really grabbed my attention was the one about the plant-based supplements that you said, we don't have to worry about burgers and fries, because I'm telling you, anytime I see a plate of fries, I'm going to whop it down and I'm going to order another set to eat later. I'm going to have a burger on the side. I'm going to want a little ice cream. So I'd be very comfortable with that plant-based supplement. So I won't have to worry about my health, period. Okay?
And funny enough, actually, if I should add to that, these plants are actually Jamaican grown plants. It's actually something that, many persons don't really use it all to that. And
so
that is why I decided
to.
That is a key reason why I decided to use those plants.
So which plant is that if you want to release the little secret?
Well, for the first plant is really fever grass. Like many persons know fever grass. But not many research is done. Not many persons make a product out of fever grass. Especially for that particular use.
Yeah. Now that you talk about fever grass, that new advent of the COVID-19 virus, that they're actually, the hospitals are actually telling people to, stay home and drink some fever grass tea to help with the symptoms of COVID. So now they want us to do what we were regularly doing because, they can't help us from inside the hospital because, they're packed. They don't have no more oxygen or whatever. So they're basically saying, go back to your roots. Go pick some grass, fever grass at that, put it in a pot and drink some tea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do believe elders would probably suggest the same thing because that's what they're used to back in the days. They're used to their bush remedy.
Right, the herbal thing, because elderly people, old people, back in the day, people them don't believe in hospital.
Definitely.
They believe everybody trying to kill them, and I believe so too. So yeah, so as I was saying, that one really intrigued me, and I really hope you get that one out there. I really hope that research goes well with that supplement. I definitely buy a pack because I'm not trying to change my diet. I'm just trying not to die. Boom. But yeah, I love your ideas. The X-ray glove, I still can't wrap my mind around it. But when you make it, I'll be in the crowd saying, he told me first. Yeah? And I believe in you. I feel like you can do this, and I feel like you can, accomplish all of those research ideas and those projects that you really want to carry out.
I appreciate that 100. Definitely need that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Everton, so much for joining me here on Let's Get Personal. I am your host, Tyler Young. Please join me next time with another guest, and we're going to get personal again.